Did you notice the NFL team that went from trash to contenders this offseason? Everything just flipped for a couple franchises. But there is one that I think we could see do what the Commanders did last season. Remember, they went from having the second overall pick, a 4-win team, absolutely trash. Ron Rivera took the heart out of this franchise. And their ownership was garbage. All kinds of issues throughout the entire franchise. Even the field itself was thought to be cursed. Everything was going wrong for Washington before that second overall pick. And of course, the ownership change. And of course, hiring Dan Quinn. But then they pick Jaden Daniels. And off to the races the Commanders go. They went all the way to the NFC title game last year. Again, 4 wins to the NFC title game. But even a couple years ago, we saw the 2023 Houston Texans hit the ground running with their rookie quarterback that they selected with the second overall pick in that draft. CJ Stroud, DeMeco Ryans completely changed things for the Texans. And in 1 year, they went from a 4-win team picking at second to winning a playoff game in the AFC, which is very hard to do. That's equivalent to going to the NFC title game in the NFC. And then we all remember that 2021 Bengals team who went from trash. They won 4 games Joe Burrow's rookie year. Everyone was saying they had to pick offensive line in the draft because Burrow got hit so many damn times, a record amount of times his rookie year, and got injured. But the Bengals said, nah. Even our guy Joe Breezy wants us to take a wide receiver. And they went ahead and took Jamar Chase. Made the additions to both sides of the ball they needed to make and turned that terrible team that was picking in the top 5 into a Super Bowl team. You remember it, Cincinnati Bengals ran all the way to the Super Bowl. They lost to the LA Rams here in LA, in this beautiful stadium. But that turnaround in one offseason was nuts. And I'll tell you, this year's best candidate to completely flip their entire franchise. But first, one quick reminder. If you've never met me before, hi, I'm NFL Mike. I'm an NFL content creator that creates NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. No, it's not just the gimmick. If you're an NFL fan, I know you'll love the channel. Please subscribe before you forget. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. We're so close. And don't forget to like the video. It helps support the channel so much. The Panthers have cleared the way for Bryce Young to have a renaissance. They spent big helping out the defense this offseason. And here's the total list of additions for the Carolina Panthers. I love it. You had the money to spend. I know they overspent on some of these guys, but you got to do it to convince someone to come and play in Carolina and play for this stinky team. The problem I have with the Panthers and not putting them as the team that can turn it around like that, Bryce still didn't get a real elite wide receiver 1 like we expected them to swing these draft picks and swing this cap space. To get T. Higgins, to get something. And also, I've been saying this all offseason. I've been saying this basically since the day they benched Bryce Young. There was no turning back from there. Too much damage had been done before that already. But once you pull the trigger and you sit him down and you tell him, I don't believe in you as much as I believe in Andy frickin' Dalton in the middle of his 30s. I don't care what the coach says. I don't care what Bryce Young says. I don't care what the fan base says. Too much damage has been done. Bryce Young needs a fresh start. I've been vouching for him also to come to LA and play in this beautiful stadium. But for the Rams, not the Chargers, but anywhere else. Bryce Young is still a very talented quarterback. He has a chance to save his career. But if he just sits in Carolina, signs an extension there, it's not going to work out. So there is a team that I would like to shout out even more. But first, let's talk about Cincinnati Bengals, which you could say could be the team to go from zero to hero again. Especially if they get the Jamar Chase and the T. Higgins deal done. The Bengals will be a very good team week 1 of next year. They will not be the team that finished last year, or at least with the record that they finished with last year. But the problem with making them the number 1 team to go from zero to hero is, one, would this even be a zero to hero? This team isn't garbage. This team's only in the sewer because of issues that they had in the injury department and their defense being absolutely cooked. This is why I couldn't even pick the Bengals even if they were eligible. I don't know who's going to play defense for the Bengals. They already had one of the worst defenses last year. It was a part of the problem and why they couldn't dig out of the hole that they got in due to the injuries early in the year and the slow start. It sure is going to be exciting. It's getting to a point where I'm going to be out there at a certain point because I'm going to be all they can afford. They can't even afford 50 grand to pay the UFL guys to come up and play for them. I'll give $10 to anyone that can guess what position I played in the comments. And Bears were almost the team that I picked for this video. Almost the team I decided to say is the team most likely to flip this thing from trash to contenders in one offseason. They might have fixed that offensive line that held them back last year. Caleb Williams was running for his life. I hope it didn't mess up his timing forever, because he may get in a situation where he thinks that that is the normal timing of the NFL. We've seen quarterbacks who get hit a lot early in their career deal with this in the past, and now they're all of a sudden getting too trigger happy. They're trying to get the ball out too quickly. Then now coaches are reeling them back and saying, hey man, you need to hold on the ball. Now they're holding the ball for too long. Now they're throwing it into coverage. Now they're second guessing everything they do. Just because the pass rush is getting to you so quickly, you don't have time to think, and you got to do a lot of thinking in a very short amount of time at that position. So upgrading the O-line could completely transform this offense, even if they lose guys like Keenan Allen to free agency, who I also want to be playing in this beautiful stadium next year. And then Ben Johnson was undoubtedly the hottest head coaching hire of the offseason. He had the Raiders interested in him. He had every team interested in him. And he picked the Chicago Bears for a reason. They probably were offering the most money, but also this team has a lot of talent on it. Ben Johnson sees the talent that's within this team and can see the roots that Dan Campbell set in Detroit and was able to completely turn that franchise around. Remember, Ben Johnson comes from the Detroit Lions, if you don't know. He was his offensive coordinator for the last couple of years for this entire Detroit Lions turnaround. And he has the experience needed to flip a light switch in a franchise's culture. But there is a team with a quarterback coming off his rookie season, going into his second year, who, in my opinion, is just a better fit for success in the NFL when we talk about his play style. And a quarterback who's on a franchise who just hired a head coach, which we've seen is the formula for flipping these things so quickly. Back to my Chargers. A head coach that is such a slam dunk, it is almost impossible to be a failure hire. I'll tell you which team it is, but first, drop down in the comment section below. Comment which team you think is going to have the biggest turnaround next year. It has to be a team that was bad last year, or at least average, that's going to be really freaking good. Borderline Super Bowl contenders next year. My team is the New England Patriots. I have loved every single move this team has made, and like I said, I just feel like Drake May is more built for success than Caleb Williams is, especially immediately in a new offense, on a new head coach's team, building a new culture, leading a new unit. I also think the Patriots are in a much easier division than the Bears are in to try and make a turnaround like this. And it's clear that they're going to focus on Mike Vrabel's style of football, which is kicking people's asses. They went and signed Harold Landry, signed Carlton Davis, signed Milton Williams off the Super Bowl winning Eagles. Got Marcus Epps in here, David Godchow, Robert Spurlane, and spent millions more on just the defense and just establishing Mike Vrabel's hard-hitting culture. I think that Mac Hollins signing is going to be super underrated down the stretch of the season when they need to reach into their depth. And really, for the Patriots to be a really freaking good team, we need to keep beefing up the O-line in the draft. I think this is a sneaky team to trade back and be an Ashton Genty landing spot, or just sit, draft Travis Hunter. You can use him on defense and offense. Or if A.J. Brown continues to get disgruntled, the Patriots have all that cap space. They have the second overall pick. You flip that thing for A.J. Brown, and then the Eagles can go and get Abdul Carter or whoever the heck they want. The Patriots are in perfect position where they just need one or two positions here and there that they can add throughout the rest of this offseason and compete in the AFC East, maybe more than the Jets, more than the Dolphins, and be the second best team in that division to open up next year after being the second worst team in the entire NFL last season. And the Patriots could be a sneaky team where Drake May gets that experience, continues to ball out, gets better and better and better as the year goes on that sneaky playoff run at the end. And all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh my gosh, the freaking New England Patriots are back. We killed the Chiefs dynasty to bring these guys back? It would be like John Cena coming back. No, but for real, Drake May could be some form of Brady. That's my pick to be the trash team that's completely turned things around and become contenders this offseason. Again, don't forget to comment your picks. Don't forget to follow the page or subscribe to the channel for more NFL content. I post every day. And don't forget to like the video. Try and get this video up to 50 likes. Will we see the New England Patriots flip like I said they will? Or will it be the Chicago Bears or Carolina Panthers or Las Vegas Raiders? It's not going to be the Raiders. No way. I guess sooner rather than later, the ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.